The sky is really the limit in terms of where your career can go with a CPA. And I think if you actually look across organizations, look at me, I'm now running an ocean supercluster, and you say, well, you wouldn't immediately think someone that has a CPA designation would be running an ocean business. But if you actually look at where the CPAs are, they're just all over the place because of those core skills that you can bring to any business.
Kendra MacDonald is the daughter of Tracy and Deborah MacDonald. Kendra was born in Alliston, Ontario, and lived 6 different places before she was 5 years old throughout Canada and Germany. Then settled into Ottawa for all of her school years. Kendra graduated from the University of Ottawa with a Bachelor of Commerce in 1995 and received her accounting designation in 1997. Kendra is bilingual and a CPA in Ontario, Quebec, and Newfoundland and Labrador. Kendra has a passion for learning, and in addition to her CPA, she is a Chartered Financial Analyst, Certified Information Systems Auditor, Certified Internal Auditor, Director with the Institute of Corporate Directors, and has a certification in Risk Management Assurance. In 2018, Kendra was appointed CEO of Canada's Ocean Supercluster. Together with a team working across 6 cities in Atlantic Canada, Kendra is focused on changing the way ocean business is done.
We're trying to get sectors to collaborate. Fisheries working with offshore oil and gas, with bioresources, shipping, aquaculture. It's also about digitizing the ocean. Ocean technology companies coming together to develop globally relevant solutions, making our ocean economy more inclusive, as well as thinking about impacts on the ocean, developing solutions that reduce those impacts is incredibly important to the future of life, essentially.
For the past 2 years, Kendra has traveled across the Atlantic region, Canada, and around the world, building momentum for Canada's ocean opportunity. Kendra started her career as a co-op student at Deloitte in the audit practice.
I started very early on working with telecommunications companies. I really liked the industry. I had the opportunity to take that telecommunications skill, go to Sydney, Australia, spent 3 years in Australia. Then I had the opportunity to go to Hong Kong and helped establish the telecommunications, media, and technology practice there.
In 2002, she returned to Montreal, Canada. She moved into the risk practice, focused on information technology, internal audit, governance, and risk management, and became a partner in 2006. 2010 was a big year for Kendra. She moved to Newfoundland and Labrador, became the leader of the Atlantic risk practice, climbed Mount Kilimanjaro, and adopted her daughter.
I adopted her from Kazakhstan when she was 19 months old by the time we came home. I spent 14 and a half weeks in Kazakhstan going through that process. So my daughter is now 11. I think she is very resilient, very impressive, and I feel very blessed to have her.
It was in Newfoundland and Labrador that she got involved in the National Innovation Council with Deloitte. She helped establish the Deloitte Greenhouse in Montreal, an innovative meeting space where she facilitated many sessions. In January 2017, Kendra became the first Chief Audit Executive for Deloitte Global, working with a team in the UK, US, and Canada, and started to develop the roadmap for internal audit functions across the Deloitte network. Kendra's passion for driving innovation in the region led to her role as chair of the Newfoundland and Labrador Association of Technology Industries, now called TechNL, where she acted as voluntary CEO for 7 months through a leadership transition in 2018. In that role, she was involved in the development of the Business Innovation Agenda, the Tech Sector Work Plan, and bringing hacking health to the province. Ultimately, this focus on innovation led her to leave Deloitte after almost 25 years to become the CEO of Canada's Ocean Supercluster. Throughout her career, Kendra has established herself as a thought leader on innovation, risk management, women in business, and leadership, just to name a few. She has a multitude of published articles and other content, including a TEDx Halifax talk in 2019.
Kendra is a leader, a coach, a mentor, a role model. Not many times in our life do we come across a person that gives so much, that steps in with the greatest amount of commitment, fulfills on their promises, asks so little in return. Anytime that she's gotten involved in any type of organization, any type of volunteer commitment, she gives her full self And when you look at what Kendra has done over the last 10 years here in Newfoundland and Labrador, I can think of no other candidate that's done more than Kendra MacDonald.
Kendra currently serves as director for a number of nonprofit organizations, including the Canadian Chamber of Commerce, treasurer for the Key Assets Family Centre, past chair of the board for TechNL, and member of the Industry Advisory Committee for the Marine Institute. Kendra is a member of the Women's President Organization and the International Women's Forum. She previously served as chair for Lupus Canada, chair of the Audit Committee for Biocan RX, director for Atlantic Light Theatre, treasurer for the Battle Harbour Historic Trust, and treasurer for the St. John's Board of Trade. Kendra shares her life with Stephen Duffett, a fellow Rotarian, her daughter, and her stepson. She has a wandering spirit that is not only seen in her career journey, but also in her personal life.
I am a passionate traveler. I like to explore new places, whether it's Israel or Jordan or Moscow. I took my daughter when she was 4 years old and we volunteered in a school in the Galapagos. So I think it really helps you be more inclusive when you have actually experienced more of the world. So I'm very passionate about that as part of learning.
Kendra is an accomplished pianist. She loves Disney and in her limited spare time enjoys knitting and baking.
I had a professor in university, and one of his pieces of advice was, when you look back on your career, make sure you have 25 years of experience and not 1 year of experience 25 times. And I've really used that as a guide. So to get my FCPA 25 years after I graduated university, coincidentally, is incredibly meaningful. And then when I look at my colleagues who have their FCPA and look at being part of that community, that is incredibly powerful. And I would say the third thing is, when I came here in 2010, I really invested in being part of this community. And so to be recognized, the FCPA in Newfoundland and Labrador is really special to be recognized for those contributions here.
Ladies and gentlemen, our new fellow, Ms. Kendra MacDonald.